Hello and welcome to our Netmums Roundtable. I'm Sarah Joy Owen, I'm an NHS midwife. And joining me today are Sam and Mariam, who've both experienced pregnancy and birth in the middle of a pandemic. Today we'll be talking to them about why it's important to have the COVID-19 vaccine if you're pregnant, and why being vaccinated is the best way to protect your baby and you from the virus. Hi ladies, thank you both so much for joining me today. It's really lovely for you to be here. So you've both had your gorgeous babies who we've met today, two lovely boys. Mariam, can I speak to you first about what was your experience of being pregnant in the pandemic and your initial thoughts about having the vaccine and what changed your mind to have it done?
For me, I think initially when I felt pregnant, I kind of thought, should I or should I not? And a lot of the friends and family around me, they were like, you shouldn't get the vaccine, it's going to affect you. We don't know what the ingredients are. It's going to affect the baby. So then I just decided I'm not going to go ahead with it. But then there was all these things happening around me where there was a lady in our hospital, I think she was a nurse, who caught COVID and she sadly passed away and she left her baby behind. And I think that's when it got real for me, that I didn't want to obviously lose a baby, and two, I didn't want to have my children not have a mum left behind.
It was really interesting to hear it because you pick up on things, you go, oh yeah, I was the same too. But I mean, you said what was it like being in a pandemic and being pregnant? So fairly horrible and fairly good at the same time, because emotional enough as it is when you're pregnant. I just thought, you know what, my level of risk is going up. And I wasn't really thinking about myself so much, it was about my baby. I had similar stories, people getting very sick, not being able to bond with their baby in the first few weeks because they were either really bed-stricken ill or worse, like in a coma, completely missing those first few months. And being a mum of an older child, it just tore me up at the idea of thinking, I wouldn't be able to be there for either of my children, or COVID affecting my youngest. So yeah, I signed myself up and got vaccinated.
Sadly, since May 2021, we know that most pregnant women who've been admitted to hospital with COVID are unvaccinated. What would your advice be to other pregnant women about getting the vaccine if they're unsure?
Do your research and protect yourself and your child, because this is a life we're talking about. It's not something small.
I think ultimately it is still their choice and that shouldn't be taken away from them. However, I think it's sometimes dangerous just to take the views of friends and family, people that have opinions that might not have all the facts. Get online, speak to the NHS, speak to your midwife, and as far as I'm concerned, it's very straightforward, it's proven, it works, it reduces what we've discussed, the very serious risk factors. So my bottom line advice is get vaccinated.
Thank you both so much for joining me and sharing your story. If you're pregnant, it's not too late to get vaccinated. You can book in now at nhs.uk/COVID vaccination.